What's going on, my fellow Photoshoppers? It's Conti here with another Photoshopping tutorial. In today's video we're going to learn how to make an image based loosely on the game packaging for the 1995 video game Command & Conquer by Westwood Studios. And for this I'm going to be using images from freeimages.com, which I will create a list of in the description below. So Photoshop windows open at the ready. For this tutorial you will need the explosion image, or tornado jet, steel texture, and buoy and safety glasses. Go to File and open up a brand new image. For this image the width will need to be 512 and the height will be 720. Resolution is okay at 72 pixels. Make sure the background contents are transparent. Click OK. Don't forget to use Command instead of Control, or Option instead of Alt if you're a Mac user. Select the steel texture image. Go to the Move tool, left click. Now left click in the middle of the picture. Drag up to your new picture file. Hover over the tag of your new file. Drag your mouse cursor down with the left mouse button still pressed down, and don't let go until you're in the middle of your new canvas. Go to the layer panel, double click on layer 2 and call this layer metal. Press enter when you're done. Right click on the metal layer and click duplicate layer. Metal copy is fine as a layer name. Click OK. Go to Edit, Transform, and Flip Vertical. Select the Move tool. Hold Shift on your keyboard. Go to the middle of the image. Left click and hold and drag up until the very center touches the top edge of your screen. You can see that the center of the steel texture is touching the top edge of this image. Hold Shift and select both metal layers. Go to Edit and Free Transform. Alternatively, press Ctrl and T to select both layers. Hold Shift on your keyboard, left click on one of the corners of the selection. Hold your mouse button as you drag down, reducing the size of the selection to 47%, roughly. Let go of the left mouse button, let go of Shift and press Enter. Make sure the Move tool is selected. With both metal layers selected, drag the layer into the middle. Select the Eraser tool. Go to the top for settings. I'm going to use soft round. Size will be 85. Hardness will be 0. And opacity will be 40%. Now press Ctrl and plus on your keyboard to zoom back in to your picture to about 66%. Select the top metal copy layer. Using the Eraser tool, left click and go over the line. You should see the line from the top metal layer gradually disappearing. Click across the screen as well and you should see both layers merging together. Keep doing this until the line has disappeared. Hold Ctrl on your keyboard, select the other metal layer, ensure that both metal layers are selected, right click and merge layers. I'm going to rename this newly merged layer Metal Background. Select the Gradient tool. Go to the Gradient option in the top corner of your screen. Select Foreground to Background. Double click inside the gradient icon to edit the colors. Now create your own gradient by left clicking in this section here just below the color rectangle, so that you have 1, 2 and 3 colors altogether. The first color you will want for your first box will be dark grey yellow. Double click on color. The number you will want for this is 444A26. The color you will want for your second box will be grey, 687059. And finally, the color you will want for your third box, a slightly darker grey. The code for this one here is 435851. Click OK. Go to New Layer. Double click on the new layer name and rename this Gradient. Press Enter. Go to the bottom left corner of your screen with the gradient layer selected. Move up by about 1/5 of your canvas. Left click on the mouse. Drag your mouse arrow with the left button still down towards the top right corner of your screen, about 1/5 of the way down from the top corner. Let go of your mouse. Open up your boy in safety glasses. Select the Move tool. Left click in the middle of the picture and drag the boy image up to your own project. Keep the left mouse button down as we did with the initial picture with the steel texture until you are over the canvas. Let go of your left mouse button when your arrow is on top. Hold Ctrl and minus to zoom out. Press Ctrl and T on your keyboard to select the free transform tool. Left click on one of the selection boxes which appear in one of the top corners. Hold down with Shift held in as well. Drag down until you have reduced the image size by 40% to roughly 60% overall for both height and width. Let go of your left mouse button, let go of Shift, press Enter. Use your Move tool, go to the middle of the picture and drag the boy layer up into the canvas. Drag down slightly with the boy layer selected. Go to Select and Color Range. Go to the Sampled Colors menu and go to Highlights. Click OK. Ensure that your Quick Selection tool is selected with minus, and left click gently over the boy's body to deselect part of his shirt and his chest and face and goggles. Repeat the same with the hair, left clicking in the sections you do not want to erase. Ensure that the selection only goes around the outside of the boy. Press Delete on your keyboard. Press Ctrl and D to deselect. Do not worry if you see a slightly faded white outer lining around the boy's hair and face. Open up the explosion image. Use the Move tool to left click. Drag your mouse arrow up to your new project. Drag down and let go once you're in the middle. Ctrl and minus to zoom out again to about 25%. Press Ctrl and T on your keyboard for free transform. Go to one of the corners, left click, press Shift down until you've reduced the fire to about 30%. Let go of your mouse button, let go of Shift, press Enter on your keyboard. Select the Move tool, drag the explosion layer above the goggles. Press Ctrl and plus to zoom in. Do this repeatedly until you are about 66% zoomed in. Make the explosion layer invisible. Select the boy layer again. I'm going to rename this boy now before I forget. Go back up to the explosion layer and you can call this one fire. Go back to the boy layer. Select the quick selection tool. Ensure that you have Add to Selection selected. This is the icon with the brush and the plus symbol above. Go to the middle of one of the goggle specks, left click once, and do the same for the other. Go to the minus symbol again with your quick selection tool selected. Do this all around the outside, left clicking once for each section. Go back to the fire layer now with the selection still on screen and make visible by clicking on the box where the eye was previously. Press Ctrl and C on your keyboard to copy. Now go to Edit, paste special and paste in place. Go back to the fire layer once more, right click and delete layer. Notice how part of the fire stands out here. Go to the eraser tool. I'm going to use a size 30 soft round brush. Increase the opacity of your eraser to 60%. With your fire layer selected, go around the sides of your goggles until you are satisfied with what you've got. I'm going to rename this layer Fire. Open up the Tornado Jet image. Select Magic Wand tool. Click on the blue sky. Press Ctrl, Shift and I so that now your jet is only selected and not the sky. Press Shift and Backspace on your keyboard. In the Fill window, go to where it says Color in Use. Choose black. Click OK. Press Ctrl and C. Go back to your original project layer. Press Ctrl and V to paste. Press Ctrl and minus to zoom out if necessary. Press Ctrl and T to select the free transform tool. Hold in Shift on your keyboard. Drag your mouse cursor to one of the top corners so you have the curved double-headed arrow. Left click, hold Shift as well. Drag clockwise by 60. Let go of your left mouse button, let go of Shift. Press Enter. Select the Move tool. Drag the image. Press Ctrl and T once more. Hold Shift, left click and drag out to increase the image size by 55% so that it's 155% altogether for both width and height. Press Enter. Use the Move tool to drag your jet shadow over the boy's face. This is how I'm going to do mine. Rename the layer Shadows. Drag your shadows layer below the boy. Select the boy layer, go down to Adjustments and click on Curves. Set the output to 13 and set the input to 181. Click back on Layers again. Select the Layer Mask thumbnail in the Curves window by left clicking once. Go to the Eraser tool. Change opacity to 11%. Change the size to 150. Right click on the curves layer and go to Create Clipping Mask. You should now see an arrow appear above the boy's layer. Select the layer mask for the curves layer. Using the eraser tool, I'm going to go over the parts of the boy's face that are parallel with the lighter sections of the background. I'm going to keep the sections next to the jet shadow dark. It is necessary to go over the central parts of your main character's face as well, so that the facial features stand out slightly more. Create a new layer. Call this one Light Rays. Drag it down so that it's underneath boy but above shadows. Go to the brush tool. Set the size to 100. Opacity and flow should also be set at 100. Left click and hold your mouse button down. Drag the brush tool diagonally to create these light ray effects. Go to Filter and Blur and Gaussian Blur. Set the percentage to 7 pixels. Since there is a bit of light behind the boy's right shoulder now, I'm going to return to the curves layer. Select the eraser tool again. The settings should be the same as previously. Size set at 150 and opacity at 11. Ensure that the layer mask thumbnail is selected in the curves layer. Point to your eraser tool so that the center of it is aiming at the top of the boy's shoulder. Click about 3 or 4 times. Go to your metal background layer and drag that so that it is below the fire layer. Go to the blend option, click on lighten. Reduce the opacity to about 40%. Click on your gradient layer, drag that up so it's above the metallic background layer and below the fire layer. Go to the blending option, click on color. If you feel that your subject isn't shown clearly enough in the picture, what you can do is use the eraser tool settings we previously used in the curves layer mask to go over some of the facial features so that it stands out more. Click on the metal background layer and then using the eraser tool once more, click on the nose and mouth until you feel that your subject shows up clearly enough. Now for the text, go to the T tool in your toolbar. The font you want is Berlin Sans FB Demi, which will be automatically bold. I am going to manually type in a font size of 120. The text color you want for this will be 9FA043. Click OK. Ensure that your text layer is above the gradient layer. Doesn't matter whether it's above or below the fire layer. Now I've typed in the first letter of what I want to show. In the original Command & Conquer game packaging, the letters weren't so curvy here. Right click on your text layer and choose Rasterize Type. Go to the rectangular marquee tool. Draw an animated marquee around the section of the text you want to delete. Once a selection is made, let go of the left mouse button and press delete on your keyboard. Press Ctrl D to deselect. What I'm going to do now is compress the writing by holding Ctrl and T to select the free transform tool. I'm now going to drag down the text by about 25%. Let go of the left mouse button, press enter. Once you've created all the individual letters, hold Ctrl and left click on each letter layer. Right click on the selection and go to merge layers. I'm going to call this the text layer. Once you've done that, double click on your text layer to go to the layer style. Click on drop shadow. The options you want here are multiply, opacity 75%, angle 120 degrees, distance 5 pixels, spread 33, size 13. The noise will be 0%. Click OK after you've ensured that the box is ticked, of course, and the color for this will be black. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. To support this channel, please like and subscribe. If you have any ideas about what media I should do a Photoshop tutorial of, please share your ideas with the comments below. Join me again soon for another Photoshop tutorial. Thank you very much again for watching and take care.